Hello, everybody. Welcome to your live watch along of Sheffield Eagles' first game of the 2021-22 Betfred Championship season when we play us to League One winners Barrow Raiders away. We've now just got to pray. We're just gonna pray that we get the result. Put your question in the chat, like, subscribe if you are new. I'm gonna try and do a lot more Sheffield Eagles games, stuff like that, if they don't clash with the football and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys all enjoy that, and I will be getting the lineups out very soon for you guys to have your say. But vote in the chat who you think is gonna win. And just let you guys know, if I do butcher some names up, don't have a go at me, because some of these are like Fijian, Samoans, which have very weird, not weird names, but they're just very hard for me to pronounce. But I'll try my best. But if you guys can help me to make it better for me to be able to pronounce them right, that'll help me out massively, folks. And let's go. Let's hope for a good game. Hey, thank you very much for the like. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe if you are new. I'm just doing this to stop the glare on the back of the screen for you guys. So, Sheffield Eagles. Guys, get yourself involved in the chat. Questions, let me know in the chat if you're a Barrow Raiders fan or if you're a Sheffield Eagles fan. So, hopefully you guys like the stream, like, subscribe if you are new. So let me know in the chat if you are a Barrow Raiders fan or a Sheffield Eagles fan. And also let me know in the world where you're watching from. If you're watching just from the UK. Sorry if I'm busy doing other things. I'm just, at the moment, just messaging someone to let them know that I am live for this game. Because it's someone who is a family member who always helps out with this, that always supports me through all these. But I have faith in that Sheffield Eagles can get the win. We're just going to keep going, do what they can, and get the result as much as we can. Just taking a photo quickly for someone. So, let's go and get the win. Let's go and get the free. I don't think it's 3 points. Why do I always say 3 points? Because I'm used to doing football. So, we're going to go for it. Give the best chance we have as a club. Try and get the win. Give it all the best of our abilities. The best that we can offer to hopefully, like, guys, I like to get a lot of you in here because I do want to start doing a mixture of football and rugby. If you guys want to know, I don't just support Sheffield Eagles in rugby sense. I have a team that I've been supporting a lot longer in rugby, which is in rugby union, which is Sale Sharks of Guinness Premiership in rugby union. I've been supporting them about quite a big chunk of my life since I was a little kid. So that's my main rugby league, rugby union club. Because that wherever I've lived, they've always been the closest rugby union side to where I've lived. When I've lived around the UK. And so on, it's been the same for Sheffield Eagles. Because everywhere I've lived, and because of where I'm from, which is Chesterfield, the nearest actual rugby club in rugby league is actually Sheffield Eagles. That's why I went for them. But let's go. Let's hope for a good game of rugby. And hopefully for the best. Get a good result as well. Because I believe that they can get the result that they need. Just got to pray on the laurels. Got to pray on the...
Squads get old. You get to the point where they're retiring.
Go on, Sheffield Eagles!
And in many ways, you go back to the drawing board.
We're Sheffield Eagles! We're Sheffield Eagles!
He sounded like a supporter, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was very astute. Of course, he's won the Challenge Cup with Sheffield, and he'll be in the 90s.
We're Sheffield Eagles! We're Sheffield Eagles! We're Sheffield Eagles!
He's got a lot of experience in this championship, and Crest will be well aware of that. And I'm sure.
This is the lineup for Sheffield Eagles today. You have Gustek, Jones, Bishop, Wellham, Oakes, Bass, Farrell, Thackeray, Kirk, Fala, Fihai, Dickinson, Johnson, Farrell and Hodgson on the bench. It's Davey, Wood, Broadbent and Riley. That is your team to play. Barrow Raiders representing Sheffield Eagles today.
Both completely different players in one respect, but I think it is going to be a huge loss today, especially when the Sheffield Eagles team coming up with their summit, if you like, in the form.
This is your Barrow Raiders team. Some of the players I'll just literally will butcher, but I apologise to anyone who's a Barrow Raiders fan. I'll try my best I can. Luke Cresswell, T. Ritson, Hakeem Mill Laudai, Dan Toal, Toal, Ryan Shaw, Jack Carter, Ryan Johnson, Carl Foster, Josh Woods, Ellis Gillam, Danny Langtree, Jared Stack and Anton Iria. On the bench for them is Nathan Mossop, Charles Emsley, Sam Brooks and Danny Marrow. And that is your Barrow Raiders team to play Sheffield Eagles today.
Sheffield don't have an academy anymore, and they've got quite a few lads from the whole academy, and I've just noticed that the players that they've got...
We're Sheffield Eagles! We're Sheffield Eagles! We're Sheffield Eagles!
Mark Aston said before in his interview that he's expecting a tough physical encounter, and he's obviously set his squad...
Guys, get your voting in the chat. Get likes. Get going. This is going to be a big, big game today. This is the first game of the brand new 2021-2022 Betfred Championship season. Barrow Raiders versus Sheffield Eagles. The game's not kicked off yet, but when the timer gets going, we can then relax, get going, and everything's a good one.
From kick-off here at Craven Park, this championship opener for both teams this afternoon. Barrow Raiders against Sheffield Eagles as well. Graham, as we're looking at the Raiders team, it's competitive debuts, if that's one way of putting it, for no less than 5 of the players today. It should have been 6, but obviously some of them...
Where are Eagles? Where are Eagles? Where are Eagles?
Danny Langtree, Anthony Ara.
Come on, boys. Up the
Great
Eagles.
pre-seasons, I believe. Danny Langtree.
Guys, get your voting in the chat. This is Sheffield Eagles versus Barrow Raiders.
Wizard. There's anything that man cannot do. He is back into the team today with his favoured centre, Hakeem Maludi, and of course, club captain, Jared Stack.
Guys.
Commitments put him off the last few games. He's still been attending the training sessions, but we've been stuck up up to Scotland it was. He couldn't quite make it down for the game. It's a long way to go for a pre-season friendly. But he's
So guys,
into the
get
lineup
voting
this
in the
afternoon.
chat.
Two
Get
pivotal
questions
players this
in the
Raiders
chat.
team. We've seen last year
Who you guys
in the
think's going to
Betfred
win?
League
Get
what
your
an
opinions
awesome
in.
game
I'm
was
happy to
for
hear
the
your
promotion.
views, your opinions,
Referees
everything.
this year in the Championship, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, Cal, personally, I think that the player that's going to really be the cornerstone of the team is Cal Forster. He is such a leader.
I'm a bit nervous because I don't know how we're going to play because we haven't played any pre-season games. We don't at the moment have a stadium, which means to play at home at the moment because our stadium is being built at Sheffield Legacy Park, which is on the hallowed earth of where Don Valley used to be. So
that's what happens at the end of this game. Let's hope we do stay injury free. Both clubs, nobody likes to see players going down and missing a lot of games throughout this season. But this is what you would call a relegation 4-pointer, even though we haven't even played the game. Two of the favourites, or I say favourites, favoured teams for the drop this season, Barrow Raiders and Sheffield
boys!
take to the field. We'll quickly once more run through the team lineups for you then as the lads come out. Starting with the home team, Barrow Raiders onto the field in their regular blue and white home kits with blue shorts and blue socks. Luke Cresswell.
Here we go. Sheffield Eagles versus Barrow Raiders.
The props, Carl Forster and Ellis Gillen with Josh Wood starting as hooker. Danny Langtry and Jared Stack second row, and Anthony Ara loose forward for the Raiders this afternoon. Interchanges are Nathan Mossam, Charlie Emsley, Sam Brooks and Danny Morrow. Sheffield Eagles then with their 9 debutantes today.
Where's Sheffield Eagles? Where's Sheffield Eagles? Where's Sheffield Eagles?
Tyler Dickinson, Liam Johnson, Joe Farrell and Evan Hodgson. Interchanges for the Eagles, James Davey, Blake Broadbent, Mikey Wood and Martin Riley.
We are now just waiting for the
kick-off now then. The Betfred Championship season for the Raiders for their first time in over 2 years back in the division where they believe they belong. Up against the Sheffield Eagles team who finished 12th in the Championship last year, narrowly missing out on relegation to League One. But let's not forget they got off to a flying start this time last year, putting no less than 50 points into a Bradford Bulls team. Their first away fixture of last season, they beat York by 20 points to 14. It just dipped a little bit throughout the season, but we can take nothing away from the Sheffield Eagles team. New look or not, Mark Ashton, he knows what he's doing. He has an eagle on his chest, does that man, and I'm sure he is more than prepared for this fixture this afternoon. Jake Carter then puts boot to ball, and we are underway the Championship season.
Here we go. The season is underway. The Betfred Championship in Rugby League, the second tier of Rugby League in the UK, is underway for the 2021-2022 season. And hopefully with this brand new Sheffield Eagles squad, we can go and do better than last season. Here we go. The game is underway, folks. Sheffield Eagles versus Barrow Raiders. Let's go. Come on, the Eagles. And hopefully at the same time, my rugby union side, Sale Sharks, beat Leicester Tigers, which we're just going to pray that we go for it, do what we can do, and get points on the board. If we can get points early doors, I'll be happy. I'm nervous, absolutely nervous, but we've got to go for it.
The hurricane, yeah, we're supposed to get windy and that this afternoon again, but let's hope not.
Sounds about right for Cumbria in January, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Sheffield Eagles then regain possession already onto the 20-metre mark inside the Raiders half of the field, opting to sweep the ball towards his right-hand side now, then find some little bit of space for themselves. Chris Wellen it is. Eventually brought down, and Eagles got to be forcing a touch here by a strong Raiders defence, and they do just that.
Come on, Eagles! Guys, it's Sheffield Eagles 0-0 at the moment. Game's just on the way.
Yeah, they did well there, Dan.
Get yourself involved.
For the Raiders, But did you notice how quick the play the ball was then? You know, they had the Raiders on the back foot there. They were playing the ball and running
Come
at
on,
the
boys.
turn at one
We can
point.
get going straight off the
Yeah,
off
they're
and
very
just
disciplined
keep
and very
going and
quick,
keep
so they've got to get
clicking
numbers in
into
and try and
gear.
slow
I
that
think we
play the
can
ball
get
down.
something,
Otherwise
but
they might overrun
you
them.
never know what can happen. You never know what can happen in any game, at any moment, at any time. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah, he's a big, long-rangey player. He always has been, and he's got good hands on him as well. With him being tall,
Just gotta keep pressure going. Just gotta keep gaining on what we know, gaining on just experience.
Featherstone most recently, where Sheffield signed him from, is one to look out for today. Raiders' fifth and last tackle now then, but only up towards the halfway line as Josh Wood gets that ball.
Come on.
Trying to keep it deep towards the left-hand side.
Just keep pressurising as much as we can do. Just pressurise, and just pressurise. If you pressurise more and more and more, we're going to keep going, and keep going. So we got to keep doing. Cheap penalties like that now, that's 2 in a row, then they're going to find themselves struggling, I think, against the Sheffield team.
It just gives a bit of opportunity and momentum for Sheffield, because, you know, they're giving 30, 40, 50 metres away and they're going to be hard up on the line again.
One more!
So we've just got to hang in there at the moment and just try and, you know, make sure they don't score and just improve and just cut the silly little mistakes out that are giving penalties away.
Half-time score at Derwent Park. Workington Town 6, Newcastle Thunder 4. Great half-time score there for Workington. Another game you can listen to live on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online this afternoon. If you do that, make sure you come back here and listen to me Raven for the second half of what should be a thrilling encounter between Barrow
Oh,
Raiders.
Sheffield Eagles! Oh, Sheffield Eagles!
Ball's going to go to Ben Jones-Bishop, who's got nobody in front of him. It's going to be first blood to the Eagles.
Come on, boys!
Barrow Raiders 0, Sheffield Eagles 4.
Get in! Jones Bishop,
Yeah, well,
first try of the season, and it's Jones Bishop. Get in! Is that something? That's something to come. Sheffield Eagles. First try is gone the way of Sheffield Eagles. Get in, boys. That's try 1. First of many in a Sheffield Eagles shirt for Bill Jones Bishop. Woo! Try number 1, folks. Try number 1.
Already off to a great start for his Eagles career. In the first try for Sheffield in this championship campaign. Not something that the Raiders fans wanted to hear. Isaac Farrell is then lined up this tricky conversion attempt deep from this right-hand side as we look at the field. Another one that likes to take his time. Maybe not quite as long as the Raiders' Ryan Shaw. Little step and a jump, and he's fits that one underneath the wind, and it's just going to drift left of the upright, so it's going to remain Barrow Raiders 0, Sheffield Eagles 4 here, roughly 6 minutes.
Bye-bye. We missed the spot kick. That's due to swirling winds that are happening in Cumbria for this game. But we have got points on the board, folks. We have got points on the board. Points on the board.
So 6 minutes into this match then, Sheffield Eagles take the lead. Winning now with that Ben Jones-Bishop tries. Raiders take a short kick off. It's bounced off the Sheffield man straight back into the hands of the Raiders man there. Ellis Gilliam it was that time. The referee surely's got to play the first.
Where's Sheffield Eagles? Where's Sheffield Eagles?
Played the advantage.
Just waiting to see what it does here. He gives the scrum down. Ain't it nice to see scrums back in rugby league? It's been a few years since we've seen these.
Some people say no, some people say yes.
Ultimately, it is it's a heritage of the game of rugby. Scrums, uncontested or not, it does open up the field a lot more for players just like this. Hakim Maloudi. created some space for himself. He's found a win wizard, that is T. Ritson. T. Ritson think he's got it down, but the linesman's flag's gone up just before he gets over that try.
There we go. So far, it's Barrow Raiders 0, Sheffield Eagles 4.
2021 top try scorer into touch there. Just a metre or so shy of the try line. T. Ritson was almost in.
Again, good play by the Raiders there off the back of the scrum. It's early in the game yet. Like you say, they've had to
Guys, get involved.
early on. But I'm sure they'll be confident when they get their opportunities. Just looking at the way the team's set up.
And also at the same time, hopefully at the same time,
like to go middle to the edge, middle edge. So it looks like
what's the word? Sail Sharks. Hopefully go and beat Leicester Tigers. I don't see it happening, but we're going to go for it.
Final pre-season friendly there. Playing off the shoulder of Samet, and there's a few fisticuffs there now as Raiders win the penalty. Somebody's not happy with Ellis Gillum down there. I think it's Isaac Farrell that's pushing and shoving. I think he's knocked on as he's gone up to play the ball. Joel family it was. Going to get these brothers mixed up all afternoon. I'm going to do it. Nevertheless, Raiders are going to regain possession about 35 metres away from the Sheffield try line. I have to excuse my croaky voice as well this afternoon, Graham. It's suffering with tonsillitis all weekend.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah, so I'm just getting over it. Hakim Aludin has found some space after that scrum. He's still wiggling and just weaving around as the French international finds himself 12 metres away from the try line now. Far on that right hand side, Raiders sweeping this ball back towards the middle now then. Ellis Gillum it is that eventually takes the run in towards the sticks. He's going to be dragged down to the floor.
Come on, boys!
Eagles defenders. Raiders down find themselves just a few metres away. They bring this ball back out to the left. That's going to be Johnston. He tries to dummy 2-3 defenders, but in a fourth marker in waiting, it brought him back down to the floor. So Josh Wood.
Go on, Sheffield Eagles. If we can win comfortably, we'll show our intent that this team's going to be good. Jones Bishop has already scored on debut already, so it's a good thing, but we need to keep going.
Josh Wood goes towards the right hand side now then. Can Raiders get their first try of this championship season? It's fifth and last tackle now then. Raiders still find themselves a few metres shy. Ball come out to the centre now. It's going to be a little kick through from Jake Carter. There's going to be 3, 4, 5 Raiders shirts chasing it.
Come on!
By one of them, but knocked on as it was trying to be put to the floor. The referee has then waved play on and given a try. It's going to be the first try of the season in bizarre circumstances to the Raiders. There was not even a cheer from the crowd. Everybody's seen the knock on, but the referee's waved play on. I think he's indicated back to 1, so I'm guessing there was a boot or a hand involved from an Eagles player. I have no idea who's put that ball down. The announcer on the opposite side of the field won't know either. But nevertheless, first try of the season, first try of the game for the Raiders. Right down as Ellis Gillum. How would you like to summarise that try?
Well, initially I thought it was clever work by Cal Forster. He sucked in a few defenders at that right hand stick towards the Hollywood Park end of the ground, and then they moved it right, and Jared Stack brought it in, and then it set it up nicely. Jake Carter come across the left, just to the left hand side of the stick, just put the ball onto his foot and just put it through over the line. And initially it looked like the Raiders player lost control as he went to put it down, but in the melee I couldn't possibly work out how that try came around.
You could hear the groans of the crowd of the whole main stand here as the ball was attempted to be put down, and it was just a big as he did lose control of possession.
I'll tell you what, it was a well measured kick though. It deserved a try. So well done.
Score at the moment now is Barrow Raiders 6, Sheffield Eagles 4.
If you don't know, former Barrow Highland coach and player.
It shows how bad the win was, because the win's not caused theirs and the win caused ours. What the fuck?
A kick anywhere near to them sticks. So the scoreline now at Craven Park then with just over 11 minutes played is Barrow Raiders 6, Sheffield Eagles 4. A try from we believe is Ellis Gillum on his competitive debut for the Raiders. He also got a couple of tries in pre-season friendlies as well, so he's just keeping up that form. Played at prop today rather than second row. The returning Jared Stack, of course, going in, as I second row. His preferred position as Carl Forster, then he bats off one or two attempted challenges from Sheffield Eagles.
Come on, boys!
Ultimately brought down still just 15 metres in front of his own post. And the Eagles defenders are getting up very quickly to this Raiders attack now, and Raiders are struggling to make some metres as Josh Wood then goes in alone. He's eventually crawled the Raiders onto the 30-metre mark. Asking the referee for something there, but he said no, get on with it. Danny Langtree then, another man who's got a couple of tries to his name in pre-season. Signed from Oldham this year. Takes the tackle, the ball's eventually gone to Dan Toll now. Starting at centre this afternoon, up to the halfway line for the Raiders. Carl Forster then, the assist king himself. A couple of weeks break after a concussion early on in the pre-season friendlies. Takes Raiders to within 40 metres, and Johnston puts that one high on the last tackle. Very high, in fact. It's coming down. It's got plenty of shirts underneath it. Taken fantastically well, though. I think it was Jason Bass that time for Sheffield, who's done well there. Sorry, the Ben Jones Bishop it was that has taken that ball down well. So Sheffield are going to start this attack. And already
At the moment, folks, it is Sheffield Eagles 4, Barrow Raiders 6.
the scoreline remains Barrow Raiders 6, Sheffield Eagles 4. You are listening to BBC Radio Cumbria Sport with me, Dan Payne, and my match summariser, Mr. Graham Dale, in that huge tackle there from Josh Wood and Carl Forster combined. I think Josh Wood's going to take all the credit for that one. He hit him that hard on the floor, and the ball popped out in the tackle. And then
Fantastic effort.
we did say,
Come on, boys!
This guy comes with a massive reputation in his defense.
Guys, I'm going to put another poll out for you guys to see how many of you guys do, what team you guys are supporting today.
He's absolutely creamed him, as some might say. So Raiders regain possession then, 40 metres away from the Sheffield try line now then. Wood it is that gets that ball out to Danny Langtree, who pops the ball out to Cresswell, to Johnston. Johnston dummies to the right, goes to the left to try to find some space. He's found Dan Toll. Toll's wrapped up, though he couldn't quite get that ball away to Ryan Shaw, who may have had a little bit of space down that right hand side, but he straightened the runs up now, back into the middle of the field with Anthony Ara for the Raiders. The Aussie making his competitive debut today.
Come on, boys, keep the pressure going.
Pops that ball out to Maludi. Maludi has again dancing around, trying to wiggle free. Brought down 20 metres to go now then for Barrow, looking for their second try.
Come on.
Debated first try, Carl Forster it is that plays a flat ball to Ryan Johnson, who's trying to shimmy his way through the defenders there. 10 metres to go now, it's fifth and last tackle. Let's see what they can do with this one as the Raiders look for Carter. He put that ball high. It's going to be aiming towards Jared Samet and Hakim Maludi. But the ball's come off a Sheffield man, gone backwards into the hands of T. Ritson. Back to one indicated, but then T's been thrown into touch.
Come on, Eagles.
The referee's going to...
Guys, get voting in the chat, like, subscribe if you are new. I'm going to be popping off quickly, and I'll be back in a minute.
So far, so good, you know. Excellent execution on the kit. Even like, say, Ryan Johnston, he's put a good up and under there. Good high one and got on it and challenged for the ball. Which I'm just waiting to see. Have we got the nod? Is it our... Is it...
Yeah, it's Barrow scrum down then. From the initial knock-on from Sheffield. T. Ritson it is that's found himself back in the middle of the field now, takes the ball. After that resulting scrum, and Raiders with a fresh set, already just 10 metres away from that try line, going down the blind side now then. This time a bit of a high shot on Jared Stack. The Raiders captain, as he's almost ducked in the tackle as he was trying to almost get some extra metres, possibly slide towards a try line. From our position, all we could see was a swinging arm. Somebody been watching a bit too much of the Royal Rumble last night, I think.
Yeah, I think he just lost his footing a little bit. He was on his way down, but it did look a nasty collision.
The referee, has he gone to his pocket there? I think he has. I think he's gone straight to his pocket. Usually they have a word with these players, and it's Joel Farrell is the man that is. Yeah, he sent him to the sin bin, I believe.
Guys, vote in the chat. Who you guys support? Barrow Raiders or Sheffield Eagles?
Temporarily, at least, Sheffield Eagles are going to be down to 12 men now. That is Joel Farrell. very slowly, basically off the field after that high shot on Jared Stack. This could be a game changer, Graham, for the next 10 minutes at least.
Yeah, well, you know, it's really important now that the Raiders complete.
Come on!
Give the ball
Guys,
away
like, comment, subscribe if you are new.
You know, keep it off and make them work as hard as they can.
Yeah, 10 minutes it is confirmed for Joel Farrell, another experienced player in the Sheffield team. Over 100.
Hello everyone, it is Barrow Raiders 4, Barrow Raiders 6, Sheffield Eagles 4.
The next 10 minutes. But let's see what the Raiders can do as Sheffield Eagles down to 12 men. They have played almost 20 minutes of this first half now at Craven Park. The scoreline remains Barrow Raiders 6, Sheffield Eagles 4. And it's Raiders trying to go straight through the middle of the Sheffield Eagles defence. The referee's bobbing and weaving. He's having a look down at it. He's trying to see if the ball was grounded. I don't believe it has been. Some of the Raiders players over there were cheering with delight, but the ball has come free, and it's going to be a tap and go restart on the 20th of Sheffield.
Come on, boys.
What's the ball there, Graham? I think we need to get a better view of some of these players.
Yeah, I think he might have just lost control of the ball as he went down.
So it's going to be the Eagles now then, back on the attack.
Just to let you guys know quickly that the watch on between Sheffield Eagles and Barrow Raiders is now live on the channel for the start of the 2021-22 Betfred Championship Rugby League season. Go and vote in the poll who you think, who you support, Barrow Raiders or Sheffield Eagles. And I'll see you guys on the watch on. Hope you get a lot of people in there. It's now live. But let's go in peace.
Bass. I'm saying cough.
Bass.
Jason Bass. Remember, still down to 12 men as Dan Toll then picks up the ball and he's lost the ball. By Danny Langtree.
Come on, boys!
The ball has once again been ripped out. No, it hasn't. Chris Wellham, it is. It's come over. I think he's put a bit of an elbow into the face of one of the Raiders players there. Ryan Johnson is the first person to react to it. Now all the teammates are running over. Chris Wellham has definitely done something, I think, unsighted by the referee. Jared Stack, the captain's gone over for a word with the referee now, though, but the whole Raiders team almost stopped dead then when Chris Wellham came over, and I'm pretty sure he did something. I don't know if he put a boot or an elbow in as Raiders were trying to play the ball. He was running round the back of the place. He was in an offside position. He was just using experience to try and slow the player down, but the play's been stopped completely now here at Craven Park. All boys down here at Craven Park. It's something that has been a bit of a problem through the pre-season campaign, and eventually he's got a ball from the dugout. Dan Toll is then with a tap. Referees played it. Now there's two balls on the pitch like a bus screen. Yeah. Wait all day for one, and then two come along at once. So the play back underway now then. Anthony Ara is for the Raiders on the 30-metre mark. Sheffield's still down to 12 men with Joel Farrell in the sin bin for a high tackle on Jared Stack. Just a few minutes ago we played about 22 minutes plus any times for stoppages to be added on as well. The scoreline remains Barrow Raiders 6, Sheffield Eagles 4. 15 metres away from that try line now then. Raiders bring the ball back towards the middle. Anthony Ara it was. Heading towards the sticks then. Raiders are setting up something in attack here now, going down his left hand side with Carl Forster, who's trying to find an offload, but he's going to bounce off the hand of Anthony Thackeray as he's trying to intercept the ball there.
Again, it's Sheffield there. They're just showing a little bit of lack of discipline there in the defence, and it's another set of 6 for Barrow. just asking there, Ryan Johnson just asking if they should go for two. It could be that type of game, Dan. You know, at the moment, it's both teams are, you know, knocking the, you know, they're having the ball dislodged and turning possession over. So maybe they think take 2 points while they can and just keep coming away with something each time they're up at this business end of the field.
You could say it's a questionable decision by Cresta there to opt for the 2 points when Sheffield are down a man. Ryan Shaw's not going to miss 2 points from the position that he's in, just left of the centre of the sticks. But I'm sure we questioned Cresta's kicking choices when they were 2-0 up against Rochdale just a few months ago towards the end of last season. Well, and look how that one turned out.
Yeah, there's something to be said for, you know, keep the scoreboard clicking over, and this takes it out to 8 points. You know, if they get another try and a kick, you know, it takes it out to a pretty useful margin between the two teams now.
Ryan Shaw it is then that puts the 2-pointer right through the middle of the sticks, extending Raiders scoreline now then. After 20
It's Barrow Raiders 8, Sheffield Eagles 4.
I have been impressed so far this afternoon, Dan, with the Barrow middlemen and the second rowers. You know, the amount of disruption they've put on by stealing the ball and really good defence. You can tell, like you say, Langtry and Co. You know, they're all championship players, good experience. This is what they're going to need throughout the season, week in, week out.
It's not always the case of signing a superstar, is it? It's a case of bringing the guys in that have played at this level and got plenty of experience, and I think that's what the Raiders have tried to go for in their transfer window, if you will, before the season started. Here's the man we've just been talking about, Danny Langtry, comes in from Oldham. A player I don't think any Oldham, or many Oldham fans thought would ever leave that club.
Yeah.
And here he is in a Barrow Raiders shirt as Carl Forster almost breaks through the line there for Barrow. Taking it up towards the 30-metre mark once more as Sam Brooks is onto the field now. Another debutant for the Raiders, still pumping them legs for Scottish International. Taking Barrow almost up towards the halfway as Josh Wood, then he's found Carl Forster once more. Takes the Raiders just inside the Sheffield half of the field now as the wind picks up here, as you can tell, at Craven Park. Johnston gets that ball. Langtry, they've opted to go for the run rather than the kick, and Langtry needs to get that ball away. He's got it to Ryan Johnson, who was trying to get a quick kick. Ryan Johnson's knocked it on. No, he's really, I think he's dislocated a finger there. He's in agony looking at his right hand there, is Ryan Johnston.
Guys, if we can just get a try, we're literally back in it, so...
I don't know if it's something to do with that hand injury he's got there.
If you looked on this left-hand side, they had like a 4-on-2 down. I think they tried to initially, but once Ryan had stepped...
I've got to jump in. Josh Wood, once again, absolutely wrapping up his man in the middle with Carl Forster.
Come on, Sheffield Eagles. Get in the game.
As you were, Graham.
Yeah, they had numbers on their left edge, and I think they just tried to exploit that. But once Ryan went off his left foot back inside, it kind of closed back up. Langtry couldn't quite get the ball to its intended target.
Newcastle Thunder have taken the lead at Derwent Park. The scoreline as we have it here is Workington Town 6, Newcastle Thunder 10. Whitehaven as well today going up against one of the favourites for the division, Lee Centurions. Currently Lee Centurions 10, Whitehaven nil in that game. Here at Craven Park still remains Barrow Raiders 8, Sheffield 4. It's fifth and last tackle as Sheffield dig that one into the corner. They've got a man overlap as Luke Cresswell's got some work to do. He's done very well there to protect and shield the ball. Not too sure if he got a touch on it.
Yeah, he did well in the end. It looked as though it bounced away from him initially, and a little bit of pressure on because there was Sheffield players either side of him, and he just managed to just get his hand to the ball and knock it dead and safe. So a little bit of pressure from the other side now. So let's just see how the Raiders can repel these attacks from the Sheffield Eagles down.
Almost up to the 30-minute mark here at Craven Park in this championship opener between Barrow Raiders and Sheffield Eagles. It's great as the kicks either, and it's come off Chris Wellham. Boots straight back into the hands of the Raiders attack. So from a bit of a, I'm going to say it was a bit of a duff drop out. He didn't mean to do what he did. It caught Chris Wellham off guard. I think he's trying to take control of the ball. It's just shimmied off his boot straight back into the hands of the Raiders man, and Raiders are going to be the ones.
Is it going to be one of them days, Dan?
I think it's the windy conditions here. It hasn't even really got a direction. It's all over the place. This could be the end of that hurricane you were talking about earlier on, Mr. Dale. A looped ball over to Dan Toll, though he can't quite get his feet away as he plants his feet as he catches that one to give chance for the Sheffield defence to move up. Raiders now find themselves playing.
Guys, get voting in the poll. Sheffield Eagles
Towards the halfway mark now, then
4, Barrow Raiders 8.
From this Eagles team, preventing the Raiders to making any cheap meters. And look at the pace of T. Ritson there. Absolutely, he's got faster. He was away. Unfortunately for him, the kick just found the touchline before he found the ball. But he's been doing running clubs, you know, T. Ritson.
Yeah, is he?
He's trying to get faster.
Faster?
And he's gained, was it 8 pound of muscle mass or something during pre-season?
I always thought running made you lose muscles. Skiing and made you lean.
I
don't know what he's doing, but whatever he's doing, he needs to keep making sure he does it.
You'll be able to hear the noise pick up. Probably on his microphones on that far end of the ground when T. Ritson gets close to that ball or chases the ball down in his bright pink boots over there. I'm sure it'll be one of the contenders for the
Come on, Eagles!
No personal target. As Sheffield break the line now, then Sheffield have got something going on here. Bouncing off another tackle, find themselves less than 30 metres to go. Try to keep this play alive, it's another offload. They've got a man overlap power on this right hand side. It's 4 against 2, against 3, against 4. As the Raiders manage to get the defence over. Chris Welland was trying to find a little ball out the back.
Quite rightly so there.
Come on!
Find each other on the back. That's when you know you're in a team. Everybody just stuck at it then. They just let the ball go. They let them take the route outside. Welland stepped inside, dropped the ball, and I think it was Dan Toll who eagerly sort of sprinted across and dived on that ball. Great work.
Yeah, it was well. He was just trying to keep the play alive for Sheffield there because he had
Come on, Eagles!
a couple of men on the overlap as well on his right hand side. The Raiders defender shooting across quickly though, and it's paid off as Raiders get the ball back. 15 metres in front of their own post. It's Hakim Aludi that picks the ball up now then. He's jumping and weaving. Little kangaroo style over on that far right hand side. Eventually wrapped up by the Eagles defenders now as Raiders bring the ball back in towards the middle. T. Ritson it is this time that it takes the ball. A relatively quiet game so far, so we'll see a little bit more coming of him coming into the middle to try and get some runs as Kyle Forster then. He's putting some big meters already in this game for the Raiders. As the assistant coach takes them up towards the 40 as Sam Brooks then dummies, goes on his own, a big strong presence, and it takes a lot of effort to get that man down, doesn't it? Yeah, they're
doing really well this afternoon. I'm impressed with a good feature that the forwards are making good yards. You know, they're not struggling to make yards forward now, which is something.
Joel Farrell comes back onto the field for Sheffield now then. As Barrow Raiders with Jake Carter put that one high, and you can see the wind's pushing it back this time. It's going to be all over the place. It bounces off one chest. It's gone back into the hands of the Raiders man. Carter's kicked it towards the corner. Can the Raiders get nailed on that one? No, the referee has said no. Come all the way back here to this 20-metre now. Quite exciting play that as well there. Double kick from Jake Carter, but before the second kick even counted, the referee had already blew his whistle. We just couldn't hear it from our position, so he's going to bring the play back.
Will be a turnover.
Yeah, it's going to be a Sheffield Eagles play the ball on their own 20-metre mark now. Then with the man just coming back onto the field, Joel Farrell, getting this one underway with just over half an hour played now then at Craven Park. The scoreline remains Barrow Raiders 8, Sheffield Eagles 4. You are listening to BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online with me, Dan Payne, and of course my match summariser for the afternoon, Mr. Graham Dale.
Come on, get your head in the game!
It's been a very entertaining contest so far.
It has.
For many different reasons.
Yes.
Sheffield Eagles, it is now in the break for it with that man Farrell once more. He's got space on that left hand side. Luke Cresswell
Go on.
Across, and he brought him down. But already Sheffield find themselves just 25 metres away, trying to go down the blind side now. Then could have been possibly a bit of obstruction there, but the referee said no. And now it's been way back to 1. So Sheffield Eagles have got a fresh set, just 20 metres away as they're looking to win this game. Back to level pegging, possibly take the leaders, and once again the Raiders defenders letting them slip through. 5 or 6 metres out now, Sheffield bring this ball towards the right hand side, and it's Anthony Thackeray again. He dummies to his right, he angles his run towards the sticks and goes in all on his own. The experienced former Super League man in his final year of rugby league before retirement brings the game level.
Come on! Anthony Thackeray, get in!
Sheffield Eagles 8 with a kick to come.
Come on, Sheffield! Sheffield Eagles are now back in the game. It is 8 apiece. In this game, it's 8 apiece, folks.
And then Thackeray, he'll just he picked that ball up, and there must have been a little hole he could see he could fit through there. Dropped his shoulder.
Try.
Through.
So the 33rd minute of this championship opener between
Try for the Eagles, scored by Thackeray. It's 8 apiece, folks. With a conversion to come. With a conversion to come, that can put Sheffield Eagles in front.
I must say that the Raider defence there looked a little bit 6s and 7s.
Give away, we're Eagles, we're Eagles, we are Sheffield. Go on, boys.
Fumbling around with the first play of the ball of the set, you know, they didn't really get yards forward, but like you say, maybe they looked as though they want to bring it out to this right edge, and Thackeray, like you say, he had other thoughts, other intentions.
Isaac Farrell gives the Eagles a lead then with the boot. So the scoreline at Craven Park as it stands, it's Barrow Raiders 8, Sheffield Eagles 10.
Yep, as it stands, folks, it's Barrow Raiders 8, Sheffield Eagles 10. Oi, 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 oi.
Over at the
Oi, oi.
looks like Newcastle will extend their lead.
Oi, oi. I'll happily go into half time with this lead with a 2-point advantage. I'll happily take it. But it's not all said and done before it's said and done. But you're just going to keep spewing on the love.
That'd be a great start for the Rugby League and the Championship at the minute. Let's see if Craven Park Barrow can change them fortune around.
We're Sheffield Eagles. We're Sheffield Eagles. We're Sheffield Eagles.
That man again, Joel Farrell down that left-hand side. He's been a nightmare since he's come back onto the pitch. A nightmare for the Raiders. Joy for the Eagles fans.
At the moment, folks, it's Sheffield Eagles 10, Barrow Raiders 8. Not long to half time, because if you guys don't know, if you guys don't watch Rugby League, the game goes on for 80 minutes, it's 40-minute halves.
Something of a respite because they're almost ripping this Raider defence open at the moment when they get on their attack.
They look very sharp. They look very sharp around the midfield of the field going forward. They've not really had the ball consistently enough to show us what the backs can do yet, really, Dan. But you know what I mean. They're very like that. This Sheffield side, they always have been. They're very quick, very sharp round the middle third, and that's where they open teams up.
25 metres out now, then Raiders going down the blind side this time. The ball comes to Hakim Maludi, who's coming back in towards the middle, running sideways like he does. He finds a little offload to Jake Carter. Jake Carter to have no room in front of him to get anywhere though, so he's going to play the ball to Mossy, who's onto the field now. Then Mossy plays that one to Johnston.
Come on, let's keep going. Let's get to half time with this lead. I will be happy.
He's jumping around. It's fifth and last tackle. I don't know if Maludi's aware of it. He grubbers it through himself. He picks the ball back up then. He's grubbing it once more towards the right-hand side. It's come off the side of his boot. Not the greatest of kicks. And T. Ritson is trying to kick some space for himself. And T. Ritson turns on down the activators. And T. Ritson with the pace that he had. Nobody could catch him. He just picked it up on the right. He wiggled a little bit and a little bit more. Found the tiniest of gaps. Couldn't catch that guy. The wing wizard does it once again. T. Ritson.
Sometimes, especially when you got pace to burn, you can spot a tunnel that you can run down, and like you did, he said, what was it? Wiggled it a bit more, shimmy, stepped, whatever, but he went in there 30 metres, made that stride all of his own. Sometimes it is good to just go route one and put the burners on.
Unbelievable acceleration and pace from T. Ritson there. He only had about 15 metres on the angle from the sticks.
Yeah, good strength at the end as well there, Dan. He took a couple of defenders over the line with him.
That's that weight gain I was telling you about, muscle gain.
Yeah. Never seems to work like that for me.
So Ryan Shaw's got this conversion attempt just to the right of the sticks. Almost on the 20-metre mark. Is his kicking corner as Danny Morrow comes on for Anthony Ara now then. The Aussie starting as loose forward today. He's putting a good shift so far. As the Raiders fans wait to see if Ryan Shaw can extend the lead here. It currently is 12 points to 10. Left boot connects with the ball. It's now 14 points to 10. Another successful conversion from Ryan Shaw. 14-10 here to the Raiders. We've got a few minutes to go until half time.
Score at the moment, folks, is Barrow Raiders 14, Sheffield Eagles 10.
Almost becoming a basketball match.
It is. It's like knock for knock. You know, two fighters going at it. You know, punch for punch. I just think second half, I think both coaches will just look. They'll want a little bit more. Well, certainly Sheffield. They'll want them to have a little bit more composure as they come out for the second half. I think the Raiders, you know, I don't think they're that far off. They just, like you say, need to get the end of sets. The kicks have been good on the end of sets. You know, just take what they can with their share of the ball.
Workington Town 6, Newcastle Thunder 20 now. And Lee Centurions 22. Whitehaven 0 as a deep kick-off from Sheffield Eagles is picked up by the Millamite. Charlie Emsley, who comes onto the field, somewhat of a fan's, quickly becoming a fan's favourite. His debut at this level of the championship.
That was a massive kick-off, that, Dan. If that had bounced, it'd have been about 6 inches in from the dead ball line.
Looking from that kick-off and the Ryan Shaw kick as well, I think the wind is really strongly moving from left to right in the face of the Raiders' attack at the minute. It's quite hard to tell from our position, but just on the ball movement over the last few plays, kind of see the way it's going, and it's definitely picking up here in Barrow.
It's on its way, whatever it is.
It really is. Barrow Raiders now then up towards the halfway line, leading this game by 14 points to 10 with tries from Ellis Gillen and the returning T. Ritson. Start as you mean to go on, and this is possible knock on there from Josh Guzdeck, but the referee said no, he didn't touch his fingertips as he was trying to collect the ball from that grubber kick. A little bit of an ooh and an ah from the Raiders fans, just to this left-hand side to me. And that time it is a knock-on from the Sheffield Eagles, and Hakim Malooney's picked it up, and Hakim Malooney's going to go all the way to the corner. He's already gloated to the fans. He's done a little bit of a flip, just for good measure. Hakim Malooney extends the Barrow Raiders lead now. It's going to be Barrow Raiders 18, Sheffield Eagles 10. That was entertainment, Grahamdale.
Yeah, it was indeed. I mean, another dreadful mistake from Sheffield. Basic schoolboy error. And like you say, picked up and took advantage of by Hakim Malooney there, and he signalled, like you say, to the crowd.
Number 4, Hakim
Malooney.
Sponsored by Advanced
And his little somersault as he went in there. I'm sure the crowd started to warm you up on a cold Sunday afternoon.
I didn't even think he was going to make the scoreline. He was already putting his thumbs up to the fans on this side here with his left hand. He was still about 15, 20 metres away.
Such a jack in the box. I'm surprised he didn't try to sidestep the flagpole or something like that before he put the ball down.
All this focus on Jared Samet before kick-off. Hakim Malooney's caught wind of it and it was like, oh, put this attention on me.
Well, the people that know more than us, Dan, said it, didn't they? That if he doesn't play, they're not that bothered. It's not going to affect the way they play that much, you know, only than his own personal sort of X factor. And so far, the Raiders they've proved that they've handled their own sets. They've had some good kicks, and really good kicks at the end of sets. They've scored from kicks. They've gained possession from kicks. So, like you say, second half when they're going to have the wind in the back. Hopefully, if they can use this wind to their advantage.
That one up high towards the wind. It's going to go towards the sticks. Just drifts wide right of the post. So the scoreline remains here. Just before the half-time hooter, Barrow Raiders 18, Sheffield Eagles 10.
Match sponsors, Matt Johnson Prestige.
So it must be hard on half-time now, Dan, is it? It's getting there, you know. So second half, get in, and you know, and the second half, it's about making sure that you don't make rash decisions and mistakes, and give penalties away, and allow this team to come sort of easily back into the game. They need to make them work hard for everything they do.
So 7 minutes ago, it was Anthony Thackeray that gave Sheffield the lead. What a massive change in fortunes for the Raiders. Back-to-back tries in just 3 minutes. Another deep kick to Luke Cresswell. It's slipped through his hands. He's going to be knocked on behind his own sticks from the usual trusty Barovian fullback. So it slipped through his hands and hit the advertising board, did it?
It actually bounced off his teammate. They got in each other's way, I think. But there's bad communication because that ball looked like it was going to go all the way dead to me. It looked as though it had hit the wall.
Drop out then from the Raiders again against the wind. You can see that wind's definitely picking
Strong,
up now.
isn't it?
It's barely made the 20-metre mark as Sheffield picked this one up. As we are just waiting for the half-time hooter here at Craven Park, and I'm sure Sheffield would love to get a try on the board before that hooter goes. Find themselves just 10 metres away now from this try line in this exhilarating Championship Round 1 match. Oh, it's a huge shot there from the Raiders defender. A little bit too high. A little bit of fisticuffs in the background there as well. Not too sure. Could have been Jared Stack that time.
No, I think it was.
Not too sure it was. Or it's Sam Brooks.
I was watching. Yeah, it looked like Sam Brooks just squaring up to somebody there. Just throws the attention off the offending tackler, which is Danny Langtree. I hope he doesn't get a 10 minutes in here.
It looked very similar to something that Joe Farrell did.
I don't think it was intentional. I think it was like maybe got half step to something. He just left an arm out, you know.
Referee's going straight
maybe
into his
10
back
minutes.
pocket, and yeah, it was the same. And in fact, the offence has gone to Sam Brooks, who wasn't involved, I believe, in that tackle. He was the one that was keeping himself out the way at the back that did something else. But Sam Brooks is the one that's going to see 10 minutes now, so he's not going to come out for the start of the second half, because we are just waiting for the hooter here as Jared Stack's having a word with the referee about that one.
Now they just need to compose themselves, the Raiders here now, get this defensive line sorted out, make sure they can repel these assaults as they come from Sheffield. Sheffield, they'll want to make something and try and go in, you know, with this game 2-point margin.
18 points to 10 it is. Sheffield find themselves with a fresh set 10 metres away from that Raiders try line. Edging ever closer now. It's a bit of a loose pass, but eventually collected by Josh Gusdek on that far left-hand side. Still pulling around with it on this 10-metre line as the rain starts coming down now. Then there's Hakim Maludi. It is that's won a penalty for the Raiders there, and again there's a few fists going in and pushing.
Alright, John, how are you doing on this Saturday or Sunday afternoon?
Somehow, Hakim Maloudi's won the penalty for Raiders. I think he was just.
I'm not in the centre of the screen, I'm on the corner of the screen. Pardon me, corner of the screen this time.
Yeah, I think
John,
just maybe a bit of baiting
it's
going
Sheffield
on.
Eagles
He
10,
might have pulled his shorts or something to make boys push.
Barrow Raiders 18.
It's sportsmanship, but it's led to the scrum to the Raiders' feed.
You can see the aggression in this Sheffield defenders now then, pushing the Raiders back all of 10, 11, 12 metres, almost forcing a drop out there from their own 10-metre line, all the way backwards. Sheffield Eagles really don't want to give anything away, waiting for this half-time hooter now then, and again, 4 Eagles defenders getting involved and the Raiders can't get anywhere here. And it'll be the Raiders that are desperate for this hooter to go here.
Come on, Sheffield, come on, Eagles.
As Dan Toll's found himself a little bit of space down his right-hand side now then. Maybe the Sheffield Eagles defenders were getting a little bit too eager there. Referees blew his whistle low as Dan Toll was taken to the floor. I think he was trying to turn over.
Thank you very much. Like, stop and subscribe if you are new.
The referee's told him to go back and play the ball. Linesman's now onto the field.
You're looking there, that could have gone the other way. That could have been a scrum Sheffield feed.
Look at the speed of the Eagles defenders getting up to Jared Stack there. Not giving him an inch at the minute.
That last set was an impressive defensive set, wasn't it there?
Really impressive at the minute, the Sheffield Eagles team, as Charlie Emsey then gets tackled, but the ball's come loose. It's come out the back. Referee said it's a knock on, and again it's going to be fisticuffs on the field, and if they're not careful they're going to see more than a yellow card here this afternoon. Already seen 2 in this first half. Sheffield try to stop the clock, get the scrum down ready.
So this is a difference. These lads are coming at this level for the first time. There's a bit of baiting, a bit of intimidation going on. They've not got to let it lose focus.
Come on, Sheffield.
You know, the seconds from half time, they've got to just retain the ball.
We are playing into injuries and stoppages, well into injuries and stoppages here in the first half at Craven Park. The scoreline remains Barrow Raiders 18, Sheffield Eagles 10, in a very fiery affair towards the end of this first half anyway. And Sheffield Eagles again making some great meters, find themselves down that left-hand side, and Joel Farrell once again getting involved in these attacks. The second rower has made a massive impact on the Sheffield team today. Anthony Thackeray tries to put that little kick through, but he's gone straight into the hands of the Raiders man, so Raiders going to collect and restart 10 metres in front of their own sticks. Ryan Shaw it is this time, that he's made a good.
Come on, do something for Christ's sake.
As Barrow looked to get get upfield, finish off this set, get in for half time, have a breather. Hakim Maludi then a try scorer earlier on, gets that ball loose. Danny Langtry is there, and it's
Jake Carter's
Jake
there.
Carter.
Yeah. they're all tall and slim, aren't they?
The rain's
Blonde
coming
hair.
down very strongly now as well, great back. There goes the half-time hooter with T. Ritson, eventually goes to the ground and takes the tackle. Very entertaining first half in this Betfred Championship opener here at Craven Park. But the scoreline going in on the half-time hooter is Barrow Raiders 18, Sheffield Eagles 10. It's going to be tries on competitive debut for Ellis Gillen. Hakim Maludi on the score sheet, and as well T. Ritson returning into the team this afternoon. A penalty for Ryan Shaw and a couple of conversions.
Half time, folks. It's Barrow Raiders 18, Sheffield Eagles
With Farrell
10.
on the boot for them. 18-10 it is then, and Graham, I suppose you've got quite a lot to analyse during that, or for that first half.
Well, it was.
So it's half time, folks. Get yourself.
And turnover after turnover. Neither side have completed more than about, I would say, 60%.
Guys, get yourself involved in the chat. Everything.
18-10 up. Like you say, when
Bit disappointed, but like I said, we one try and a conversion, you're then within 2 points. So it's not really the end of the world, is what I say.
And basically, they've just got to keep.
We're Sheffield Eagles.
Trying to do this half. We'll have the wind in the back second half, so hopefully that's going to be a bit better. Also, the wind that came before, the rain. That rain looks like it's eased at the moment. It might still be there, but if that starts in the second half, that's in Barrow's favour because it's in the backs, you know. And whereas Sheffield will be playing into it. So again, first half, to sum that first half up, you know, entertaining in one from a coaching point of view because of the discipline with the ball, you know, turning the ball over, you know. But fair play to the Raiders, they've defended really well. Sheffield have shown really good defence, really good intent, and very intense. And as we can see, we've had a few square ups, haven't we? So just discipline.
Do you think it'd be fair to say, taking nothing away from the Barrows' performance, I think Sheffield have almost looked like, in attack and defence, the slightly better team. I think the only thing that's let them down, or massively let them down, is the handling errors and the penalty count. I think if that was as good as nothing, it could have been a whole different scoreline this afternoon.
Yeah, I think Sheffield.
So guys, I'm going to pop off just for a few minutes. Like, subscribe with the bell notification if you are new, and also go and vote on the poll in the chat to let me know what you guys think of the first half between Sheffield Eagles and Barrow Raiders.
Because they're wary of what he's
Be off in a bit. Be back in a minute.
So from that point of view, yeah. But they've made so many schoolboy errors, Sheffield, you know, from the play the ball, knocking it on, not only knocking it on, knocking it hard enough on, right to a Raiders player who played on and scored, you know. So I'm sure both coaches will have positive points to talk to the teams about as they're in at half time, and then reset and go again. And I'm sure Paul Crary on the Barrows side of things, he'll be looking for them to take it back to a nil scoreline, start the game well, start the second half well, use this wind and rain that's coming across here now to their advantage. You know, they've already showed the Sheffield that they haven't got the best, you know, like discipline, controlling the ball, you know. And at the same time, the Raiders, because I'm sure Sheffield will come out again, they'll do what they're strong at, and the Raiders have got to repel that. And also, they've not got to turn over cheap ball, give penalties away, and allow Sheffield to march up this field. If we look at the wind and the rain factor, the only way they could get up this field, really, is if they get a penalty, 50, 60 metres, you know.
Well, go fill up your kettles, fuel up your car, come back in about 10 minutes time as we will give you live, uninterrupted second half coverage of what's surely going to be this thrilling, epic encounter as it continues here at Craven Park. But for now at half time, it's Barrow Raiders 18, Sheffield Eagles 10. We will see you very shortly.
I'm back, folks. Get voting in the chat for the what you guys think of the first half. Not a good first half, folks, but if we can just get into the second half with a bit of form, I believe we can do what we need to do and just believe in ourselves and believe in the ability of the team.
Welcome back to BBC Radio Cumbria Sport for this second half action between Barrow Raiders and Sheffield Eagles. Barrow Raiders going in the better of the two teams, leading 18 points to 10 at half-time. Try first off after 11 minutes from Ellis Gillum, and then T. Ritson on 37 and Hakim Maloudi just before half-time. A 2-point penalty from Ryan Shaw. Ryan's also converted 2 of Raiders' 3 tries this afternoon. Tries from Sheffield Eagles coming from Ben Jones Bishop and that danger man, Anthony Thackeray. It should be an interesting second half, to say the least. The weather seems to be getting worse and worse here at Craven Park. The rain is definitely, you can see it coming along with the wind from left to right in the backs of the Raiders. We're just waiting for this Sheffield team to come out to the field, and here they come, led by centre Chris Wellham. I just think if Sheffield can really work on not giving the ball away so much with these silly penalties and handling errors, it could be a whole different second half. But that doesn't mean...
Come on, Sheffield Eagles!
To win this game, they've still got that 8-point advantage in favour of Barrow.
Yeah, it's...
Do you think that pre-season games have made a difference?
Well...
Surely it has to, doesn't it? There's a whole difference between fit and being match fit. The only way you can get match fit is to play matches.
Yeah, and like you say, you only get your match timing off playing games, competitive games, and this is the real deal now. It is the league. As this second half starts.
Sheffield Eagles kicking off then from right to left. I was going to say a short kick off, but I don't think it is. It's the wind is that strong.
Go Eagles! Go Eagles! Go Eagles!
20-metre mark, and the ball's come loose already in that first tackle. It's going to be a scrum down, head and feed to Sheffield Eagles. I believe it's been knocked on by the Raiders man in the tackle there then.
Come on, boys!
You know what, Dan, I'm not even going to do completion rates and work out the proper figures like we would normally, because it is going to be that type of game because of the wind and because of the rain. I mean, at the moment, though, Sheffield
Eagles have got a break down this left-hand side now, and already the ball.
Come on, boys!
To Jason Bass, and he's eventually been caught by T. Ritson. I'll come back to you, Graham, shortly, but in a minute, Sheffield Eagles find themselves 5 metres away from the try line, instantly making an impact. That's
Come on, Eagles!
The age-old, do we need scrums, do we not need scrums? That is why they bring in scrums, because it opens up so much space for the backs. As we've just seen just there, and already Sheffield has swept this ball straight from left to right, almost forcing a touchdown on that right-hand side, just managing to keep his body in play. 5 metres still to go for the Eagles then, as they bring the ball back towards the middle. A little dink kick over the top. It's not going to be the greatest. The kicks though straight into the hands of the Raiders man, and Raiders going to regain possession 5 metres in front of their own sticks. And Hakim Maloudi dummies to his left, he shimmies, he's trying to get this ball out just the way that he does the French international. Taking a little bit of a breather now, Graham, what were you saying?
Yeah, as they open the Raiders up there for potentially, they're very direct, and they've got good skills and speed. and power out on the edges of Sheffield. And like you say, because of the discipline with the ball in the first half, it didn't really get out there enough.
Second half is on the way, folks. Let's hope for a good second half.
Raiders will have to contend with that for this second half. But one thing they've got in their favour, they've got a massive wind and rain. And that is what the Raiders are going to hopefully look after.
Where's Sheffield Eagles? Where's Sheffield Eagles? Where's Sheffield Eagles?
Brought the ball straight back into the middle of the field. Eventually grappled to the floor just before his 40-metre mark. Then as Sheffield still going down his right-hand side now then. Tackle just shy of the halfway mark now. 18 points to 10 it is in favour of the home side. Barrow Raiders, who are looking to get some points and do Cumbria proud this afternoon. Workington started they kicked off the championship this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Full-time whistle there at Derwent Park is finished. Workington Town 6, Newcastle Thunder 20. Whitehaven still playing in their second half, currently losing by 32 points to 0 against one of the favourites for the title, Leeds Centurions. It was never going to be an easy start for them. And Sheffield Eagles with Anthony Thackeray almost broke through. Such a danger man is the experienced 36-year-old. Sheffield now still breaking down this left-hand side with Ivan.
Come on, boys!
He's shooting to his left, eventually goes
Guys,
to his
hit
right.
the like button. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you are new.
About 5 metres left of the sticks. Sheffield now still trying to push their way towards this line. Can the Raiders defence hold up as Sheffield going down this left-hand edge once more?
Come on.
Trying to weave his way out of this tackle, eventually wrapped up by 3 Raiders defenders, but the ball has managed to come loose. It's still going, and Thackeray picks up the ball. He's shimmy to his right, he's done it again, and he's still going. He's put a little off-road through to the man on his left-hand shoulder, and Hakim Maloudi's got involved there. Hakim Maloudi's found the one cheering. I think Sheffield fans thought he was over the line, but Hakim's the one.
No, it was a double movement. He's given a double movement here, Dan. I just seen his signal. So it's going to be a scrum down. It should be a Barrow feed. Yeah, he just lost control of the ball. He tried to regain it and plant the ball down. They did really well there again, scrambling the defence. What we said at half-time about how the second half should start for the Sheffield, it started really well, like they did in the first half. They got the opportunity, they got a penalty on the back of it, they nearly scored again, and now the Raiders just got to compose themselves and get down the other end of this field and just play the way into this game and play the conditions really well, not give the ball, not turn the ball over. I hope I just haven't cursed them there with that, but and get a good kick away.
Barrow Raiders then running it straight down the middle, trying to push themselves up towards that 30-metre mark now, coming down the blind side with Danny Langtry, who's got Hakim Maloudi's. Hakim Maloudi's found some space for himself. Oh, he's just been ankle tapped. He would have been away then with T. Ritson in loads of space on his right-hand shoulder. Great defence there from that man again, Joel Farrell. He has been everywhere today. Jamaican international.
Come on, Sheffield Eagles!
Danger for Sheffield Eagles. Barrow Raiders find themselves 35 metres away then, as Carter puts that one up high into the air, into these winds and rain, and T. Ritson is going to be charging down Jason Bass, and eventually I think it's Luke Cresswell who gets involved there to drag him to the floor right in front of his own sticks. Questionable pass there as the ball for Sheffield still comes out, and this time it's Raiders finding that little bit more aggression in defence, just like Sheffield did just before half-time, and they're a little bit too eager. Referees called them all offside, so it's going to be a
come on, boys!
giveaway then from Barrow. Such a promising.
It's just the first half starting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Second penalty in a row. They're going to march up the field when really they should be in their own 10 metres with the wind and rain in the face, trying to drive the ball away.
Come on, Eagles!
Points to 10
Guys,
in favour of Barrow
get some
Raiders.
questions in the chat. Have some questions so that you guys can get involved.
Match summariser, Mr. Graham Dale. Now once again the ball comes loose over on that far right hand side. I think it's going to be collected though. It is going to be collected by Sheffield Eagles. It's not going to be called back to one either. It's just play continues as Sheffield managed to break the way down the middle of the field now. Brought down 45 metres away from that Raiders try line. Bringing the ball towards his left hand side now with Thackeray. Thackeray's popped this ball out as Sheffield trying to straighten and run down the middle. It's now fifth and last tackle. It's a knock on by that man. And we just praised him just a moment ago. Joel Farrell, I think he was just a little bit too eager to get that pass from Anthony Thackeray.
Come on!
Yeah, there's that wind and rain factor again there, just worked in Barrow's favour. Having said that, I will say that both teams, whether you're playing with it in your back or not, when it's windy and raining like that, Dan, it's so hard to control the ball, and the impacts are so heavy and so hard. It's like a bar of soap.
You can see Hakim Aluni takes control of the ball. He almost slipped from his grasp. I can see the forwards being heavily involved in this second half.
Yeah.
Put it up the jumper and go straight. As Jared Stack loses the ball in the tackle that time. And it's another knock-on, this time against the Raiders. Making up for his previous mistake, Joe Farrell forcing the error from the Raiders captain. And it's just going to be one of those games. The wind and the rain is getting even stronger here at Craven Park. It's horrendous conditions to be playing rugby league. Current score updates from the rest of the championship games then that are currently still playing. Lee Centurions 38-0 up against Whitehaven. London Broncos at home to Widnes. It's Widnes 24 points to 4. Bradford Bulls are winning at Dewsbury by 28 points to 6. And finally Batley Bulldogs 6, Halifax 16. Here at Craven Park, Barrow Raiders 18, Sheffield Eagles 10, and it's Sheffield Eagles on the attack still. Less than 20 metres to go now for the red and golds. And the rain is coming down that thick, it's almost coming down like a mist from our position. It's going to be testing for the best of players as Sheffield trying to get down this left-hand side now as 3-4 Raiders defenders come across and wrap up the attack there. Just a few metres to go now for Sheffield. Bring the ball back towards the middle of the field. It was Sam Brooks looking for the interception on the pass there, but the pass never came.
Come on, Eagles!
Still a couple of tackles left to go in this set as Sheffield aiming to run towards the middle of the sticks. Eventually,
Where's Sheffield Eagles? Where's Sheffield Eagles?
On that right hand side now, Raiders defenders wrap them up, try to force them into touch. It's fifth and last tackle, inches shy of that try line. The kick's going to go up then against the wind. It's going to be forced backwards. It's come off the hands of a Sheffield man. Still the play is alive, but they've got 20 metres now. Another kick comes through. It's going to be left by the Raiders man. Is it going to go dead? Is the wind going to hold it up? No, it's just hit the cameraman. Oh.
Come on,
For a minute
stop
there,
playing!
Stand on its point and stop. They did well there, the Raiders. They didn't panic in defence there. As Sheffield went from left to right across the field, they just kept the numbers. Nobody shot out the line, and they just ushered them into that corner and just send the players out. Excellent work.
Barrow Raiders now then have possession of the ball.
Come on, stop playing!
Charlie Emsley, already becoming a fan's favourite down here, takes the Raiders inside the Sheffield half of the field. 40 metres out now then for Barrow Raiders. Bringing this ball back down the right hand side again. Danny Langtry trying to wiggle free and find an offload to Maludi, but he had to take the tackle. As Maludi's dummy to his left, he goes to his right, he's put a little grubber kick through for T. Ritson. T. Ritson goes round the back and he almost nutmegged the Sheffield defender. I think it was Josh Gustek who was coming across there. He's trying to get his boot to the ball.
Again, enterprise, Hakim Maludi there, I mean, there's not many players on the field that would try that sort of a kick, but confident enough to pull it off. And like you say, T. Ritson outside him, he's quick enough to get round the player and catch the ball.
You won't meet another player that can match T. Ritson's pace in this division, I can guarantee you that. So they are going to use that especially Hakim's going to use that to his advantage and knows he can almost kick that ball anywhere, short or long, and he knows he's going to have T chasing it down all day long. Knock on there from Sheffield Eagles once more. Just 30 odd metres in front of their own sticks. Another advantage, huge advantage to Barrow Raiders here.
In previous games when Sheffield have played up here, Dan, I can almost see it's like the tables have turned. The Raiders were the ones turning over possession too much, and they were getting games when they could have won, and they were getting just beat. Do you remember?
Yeah.
When they were last in the championship. And I think this week, today, what they're showing is they're showing that they can compete and they can play with the discipline as well as the flair. They've always had the flair to try and create tries and get into a game, but to maintain it over 80 minutes.
Raiders try to get something going on this right hand side, and the ball is almost knocked on by Luke Cresswell, juggled into the hands of Maludi, who's juggled the ball back into the hands of T. Ritson. They need to be careful throwing this ball around. The conditions are absolutely horrendous. I cannot explain to you how wet and windy it is down here at Craven Park. It's horrible. But Barrow's still making the most of it. This time with Jared Snack, and he's brought down about 7 or 8 metres to go for the Raiders, looking for yet another try. Still pushing themselves towards that line now, inches shy of that try line. Plenty of field to work with as Charlie Emsley's trying to angle a run towards
Come
the
on,
sticks.
boys.
It's now fifth and last tackle. Raiders find themselves about a metre away from that try line, opting to dummy to the right and go to the left this time. And Ryan Shaw's been wrapped round the neck there as he collects that ball.
Come on, Sheffield Eagles, get back in the game, boys.
On the floor, as you can hear by the groans from this Raiders crowd this afternoon, plenty of them as well. I'm going to estimate around about 2,000 plus are here at the Matt Johnson Prestige Stadium this afternoon. Physios now want to check out Ryan Johnston.
I'm just waiting to see the ref's
Keep an eye
decision
on the
here.
ref here.
I have seen him, I think it's Barrow's possession, and it was on the fifth and last. So I'm going to say he's awarded a penalty there for the high shot.
He's already given 2 sin-bins for something similar earlier on.
I actually didn't think he looked that bad, to be honest.
I think it's the way that Johnston swings around in the tackle. It always looks a lot worse than what it actually is.
Oh, come on, vote. Come on, Eagles.
Again, they've selected to take the 2 points, which would take them out to a 10-point lead.
Very rightly so, Raiders opted for the 2 points then, so Ryan Shaw it is, with his trusty boots, puts that ball on the cone, lines this one up, 10 metres, almost central in front of the sticks. Should be a simple one for the former Barrow Island amateur, and it is just that. He blasts it, the wind takes it all the way into Portland Walk. The scoreline now extended here at Craven Park. It's Barrow Raiders 20, Sheffield Eagles 10.
I was going to say then, Dan, but I bottled it. If he misses this one, I'm dropping this mic and going home.
Sponsored by Evelyn Street Tyre Services.
So on my clock, I made that 53 minutes played here at Craven Park. Ryan Shaw with his trusty left boot extending the lead to Barrow Raiders 20, Sheffield Eagles 10.
Again, just keeping that scoreboard ticking over there, Dan. The Raiders look really good there. They went route one. They looked like they were going to score, on a couple of occasions, but they've took what they can. They've got 2 points, and they need to keep doing that, especially in these conditions.
Short kick off from Sheffield. I don't think they can do anything.
Come on, Eagles.
By the Eagles attack, so now they're going to find themselves from their own kick-off, now just less than 20 metres away from that Barrow Raiders try line. Still trying to push themselves forward, probably about 15 metres to go now. They quickly need something to bring themselves back into this game. As this time it's Liam Johnson on that far right hand side for the Eagles. Referee's way back to one, so a bit of interference there from the Raiders defenders. It's going to be a fresh set for Sheffield as Zachary totally changes the play up now, and the play changes again, coming left to right.
Come on, Eagles. Get yourself back in the game, for Christ's sake.
The field now, Sheffield Eagles still angling these runs towards the sticks, desperate to get over this line. Raider defence have done well so far, though. Thackeray finds a flat pass out off his left shoulder, but Eagles still just a few metres shy of that try line now. Dummies to his right, goes to his left, and it's straight into the hands of the Raiders man there. It's that muddy down there, can't quite tell who took it. I think it was Danny
Langtree. Yeah, he stole the ball. He's done that 2 or 3 times this afternoon, Dan.
He was almost given the ball.
The heart was in his mouth though when he offloaded it, Ken.
But Rich Raiders now back in possession with T. Ritson. And he's took another high shot there. Referees noticed that, and it's that man again, Joe Farrell, I think, who's been involved. Just needs to be careful. He was given 10 minutes earlier on.
Very aggressive. It depends on how the touch judges see it and the referee.
It's the Farrell brothers, in fact, who were teaming up there. On Luke Cresswell, as he's got to readjust his...
On another day, he could have had another walk off the field. Catch that down.
It's been right towards our commentary possession here. That deep kick from Carter. Raiders going to restart this one. T. Ritson just waiting for a ball. Oh, we've got a ball. We've got 2 ball boys. The first time in a month we've seen ball boys here at Griffin Park, but they finally arrived. Hakim Aludi then managed to get a quick ball. Tap and go to Danny Langtry's Raiders almost up towards the halfway line now, still leading this game by 20 points to 10 as Jared Stack takes the ball, gets the offload out to Sam Brooks, who's managed to creep his way inside the Raiders half of the field, inside the Sheffield half of the field, sorry, and the rain is not going away. It's becoming a mist. It's horrible down here.
I'll tell you what, in this third quarter, Dan, you know, both sets of middles are working really hard.
Come on, Eagles!
Yards up the middle.
Oh, Sheffield Eagles! Oh, Sheffield Eagles!
Especially if you've got the wind and rain in your face.
A little bit of space opening up here for the Raiders then. 30 metres away from that try line. 25 metres to go now, in fact. Fifth and last tackle. Wind massively in there.
Come on, Eagles!
This one as Ryan Johnson grubbers it against the muddy conditions. Luke Cresswell's trying to chase it down, but Guzdeck it is that picks it up. Manages to take the tackle 12 metres in front of his own try line. So good work there from the former Silo Bulls amateur fullback.
Come on, let's get back in the game.
Sheffield Eagles it is now. Still battling. It's the conditions are almost becoming comical down here, Graham.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since I've ever seen rain coming down with the strong winds like it is. It's like a sheet of mist going from left to right. It's not even coming down. It could be skipping across the surface almost. More errors from Sheffield Eagles on that right hand side, and Carl Forsted regains possession for Barrow. So it's going to be another scrum down, head and feet in favour of the Raiders now. I think in other games you'd be kind of excited that Barrow have got the ball back, but I think it's just a matter of moments before you know they're going to lose it again. Well, it's not their own fault, it's the conditions are terrible.
I mean, I would say I'd say the Raiders in the second half so far, I would say they've had just under half the possession, but what they've done with it has been a little bit better than Sheffield. Sheffield have turned it over, they've got to the right end of the field, turned it over, and like you say, the Raiders now, they're in good possession here now, so they'll be looking to try and get some points on the board. It's just a case of how they go, whether they change the tactics to go more direct up the middle, which appears to be the case at the moment.
I think we've got about 20 minutes left of action here as the pitch is getting ripped to shreds at Craven Park this afternoon. 20 points to 10. Raiders still hang on to this lead. Carl Forster is then trying to break through the middle of the
Come on, Eagles!
Almost into a puddle that stopped him there. 10 metres out now as Raiders coming down this right hand side to Hakim Aludi. Hakim Aludi stopped dead though, but he's wiggled free. He's found T. Richards juggling around with the ball. He's lost possession. It's come off the Sheffield defender's chest and eventually got into touch. But I think he's going to give that as a knock on against T. Ritson. I don't think he would have quite made it anyway.
He never ever really had full control of that ball. He kind of caught it on his thigh with one hand, you know, so unfortunate. But again, you know, people say like Hakim Maludi, you know, he can frustrate you, but he can be brilliant. You know, again there, he passed that ball and he wasn't looking where he passed it, you know, and that's what throws the defender off as well.
Scrum down, head and feet to Sheffield then, getting his ball out towards their right hand side. Strong defensive chase from the Raiders mean they got to get no further than that 10-metre mark. Still going down that right hand side of these Sheffield Eagles attack, bringing it now back towards the middle, and there's a huge burst out of the line there. I think it was Sam Brooks that time.
Yeah.
He was trying to take his head off.
Guys, don't forget to like the stream, don't forget to like, sub and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I'm just trying to do a bit of rugby while the footballs are not going on because the Premier League on a hiatus.
20 points to 10 then, fifth and last tackle Sheffield. Oh, he didn't get the ball away there, and when the last tackle has been brought down on his own 40-metre mark, this time by Danny Langtry.
I'm going early, Dan. He's my candidate for man of the match.
He's had a great. He's stood out.
He's been so good taking the ball forward. He's interrupted their play as well. He's got the ball back. He stole the ball, and right now he's sacked him off on the last tackle. Brilliant play.
T. Ritson's just taking a step back here. I think he's after a bit of physio on his hand now. I think he's got possibly a dislocated finger there, but he's out of the attack here. Is the speedster. We've got a roughly 15 minutes of action left here. Maybe like 17 or 18 minutes, in fact, at Craven Park. Barrow Raiders still holding that lead by 20 points to 10 in this championship opener. In absolutely horrendous winter conditions here. All the Sheffield Eagles defenders have been called offside by the man in the middle. So Raiders are going to find themselves with a massive advantage now, 10 metres away.
They'll go for two again here again, Dan, I would have said. You need to keep that ball ticking over. That takes out to 12 points, that's 2 scores.
Just double checking, Hakim Maloudi is determined to tap this ball and go.
Oh, he would be, wouldn't he?
But
he's playing sevens. He
Stack.
thinks he's in the south of France.
Jared Stack runs over, lets him know that we're going to be taking 2 points. He's only just given the ball to Ryan Shaw. Yeah. He's not impressed. He's a very, I think, erratic is the right word to describe Hakim Maloudi.
Everybody else can feel rain on the face. He thinks it's champagne.
Danny Morrow comes off for a rest now then as the Australian import Anthony Ara takes to the field. As Ryan Shaw's lining this one up.
Again, it's good to see when they make their interchanges, the fellas that are coming off the bench are as strong, or if not stronger, you know, and that's important at this level as well. Anton, he definitely draws defenders to him, doesn't he? In the same way as Cal Forster does.
Ryan Shaw then, still taking his time like he always does on these kicks. Looking to extend the Raiders' advantage to 12 points now with his trusty left boot. Wind behind him and the rain straight through the middle. The scoreline now is Barrow Raiders 22, Sheffield Eagles 10. We played 63 minutes here at Craven Park. And another kicking masterclass from Ryan Shaw.
Honestly, and that doesn't happen by accident, you know what I mean? I've known that lad since he was about 4 years old, and since he's been big enough to kick the ball and stuff, he's practiced, and that's what you've got to do to be this successful at this level.
The rain is still hammering down here at Craven Park this afternoon. The ball, I think he's tried to put some length on that kick off, and it's barely gone 30 metres.
You can almost see there, Ryan Johnston it was, taking that ball, and I think as it was slowing down, it was drifting maybe back away from him.
Nightmare conditions, but nightmare as a player, as a spectator, it's been.
Have you ever had a game of rugby in this weather, Dan? And then all of a sudden you realise your back of your hands are dead.
I get that feeling playing in the summer, Graham, after 5 minutes. Barrow Raiders head up towards the halfway line with Danny Langtry. Johnson's collected the ball, gets the ball to Sam Brooks now, who's again pumping and driving those strong legs of his.
Good yards, aren't they? You know, this is the other thing as well. You look at the conditions and they're still making good meters forward.
Carter's put a kick.
Sensible kick, that sensible kick. See that? He's kicked that in touch. It's going to be a control restart, but it's going to be a scrum. Do you know what I mean? So the big fellas are all going to be in the scrum, tied up, and then we can set your defence and get on with the game. I like scrums. I'm glad they're back.
Lee Centurion's running away with it. 44 points to 4 now against Whitehaven. Bradford currently 40 points to 6 up against Dewsbury at Dewsbury.
Nah.
Batley Bulldogs 12.
I think we would have played. I think the game would have been a lot better, but like even they do it on commentary. They're saying that the conditions are not helping because they said it would have been a lot more tries would have been scored in this game, but
in this year's summer battle,
there's wind, rain, and also the pitch is now mudded up to the nines.
Barrow Raiders 22. Sheffield Eagles 10.
It won't be long.
Sheffield on the attack. Still deep inside their own half, Lord. It's a sloppy pass from Farrell, eventually collected by Ross Oakes, though. Field. Something I missed there, Graham?
I'm not sure what that signal was. I don't know if it was offside. If Hakim Maloudi was in an offside position when he was trying to get the ball.
Nevertheless, it's Sheffield Eagles that are going to regain possession. Now inside the Raiders half of the field, are going to start on the 40-metre mark. less than 15 minutes of action to go now. Sheffield still find themselves losing this game by 12 points. 22-10 it is. And as we've seen just a couple of years ago, it was a close finish against Sheffield. In fact, it was the last game here at Craven Park. Finished Barrow Raiders 22, Sheffield Eagles 24. Can they repeat that feat? They won it on the hooter.
I was going to say, it was the last kick of the game, penalty, wasn't it?
Won it on the hooter that time around.
Mark Aston took delight in letting me know that one down.
Can Raiders go one better? Get a bit more than the 22 points.
Well, I think they just need to try and repel this attack.
Fifth and last tackle now then. Sheffield find themselves just a few metres away from that try line, try to keep the play alive rather than up for the kick. It's still alive, he's still juggling back though, and Hakim Alouni's wrapped up the Sheffield man. He's not going to be able to get that ball away. He's got some reinforcements from the Raiders defenders.
That's
and it's
great
going to be
defence.
a handover.
That is championship defending, that. You know, we have seen that in times gone by where they've just turned, like they said, they've been under pressure and just submitted.
The scoreline now then still remains Barrow Raiders 22, Sheffield Eagles 10, and it's Raiders on the attack. 25 metres in front of their own sticks.
Can you please just blow the whistle now, or have a take it now?
Shot around the chops there, but the referee says no. The Raiders bring the ball back into the middle of the field with that big man, Carl Forster.
Getting near every fucking time, but we keep giving it away too easily.
His head gets shinier, Carl Forster. He gets easily to see
annoying.
the balls.
There you go.
To be ripped out there.
There you go, Dan. There's an example of expertise in how to close a game down. Just take it in, take it to him, look after the ball.
What's happening here? Let's have a look.
And if they pull
Rugby
the ball,
Union, let's have a look at some results. Please say something good's happened. Shit on my day.
Tyler Dickinson it was for the Eagles.
Oh, the impossible has happened. 21-5 down, and I'll say we're 24-21 up. What? Getting sale.
Circumstances.
I can say the same Sheffield Eagles who can do hardly shite.
Put on a real show, Graham.
Yeah, he's done really well. He's got the Raiders team around the field. His kicking game's been outstanding. We have said that in the past. You know, he's got a kick on him like a cannon, and I'm sure when he's brought up to display that, he won't let the Raiders down.
20 metres to go now then for Barrow Raiders, looking to extend their lead here, already leading by 22 points to 10. As we are approaching the final 10 minutes of this match at Craven Park. Carl Forster it is then that takes possession. He's still trying to pump his legs towards the sticks. He's managed to almost reach the posts there. He's off the tackle bag. The post protector, whatever you like to call it. Raiders bring the ball back out towards his right hand side now. Then it's a little flat pass. And Raiders still trying to keep the play alive. I think it was going to be thrown to Luke Cresswell, but it was intercepted by a Sheffield Eagles man. And Sheffield Eagles are breaking free. And already Sheffield will find themselves on the halfway mark. Raiders defenders managed to get back and eventually bring it down to the floor. Jason Bassett was that time. But already Sheffield just 40 metres away now. The Raiders defence need to get set here.
Don't lose the ball, you don't know, bloody off.
And Sheffield managed to break three with that danger man. Anthony Thackeray is all over this one. It looks like the defenders have just got back into position now for Barrow as Sheffield continue this attack, but they've still only got 20 metres to go. Looking to bring themselves back into this game as the clock is still ticking. 10 minutes of action left at Craven Park this afternoon. Sheffield Eagles looking to bring themselves back into this one. Ball in the middle of the field with Anthony Thackeray. He's found a little offload. Find themselves on fifth and last tackle, just a few metres to go now. Plenty of options to the left and to the right. Up to go towards the left hand side. Now as Thackeray's put a little dink kick through. Can it be reached by the Sheffield man? He's just been stretching for it. It's going to be picked up by Maloudi.
Oh, fuck off.
And I believe he's going to touch there. The referee has stopped the play. It's going to
be a dropout, Dan.
Yeah, he's talking to his linesman then. It was all going on. Just got hidden from our view behind that new Raiders marquee they have up. But good work from Thackeray though. Eventually he's forced to drop out.
Fucking hell, these Centurions are smashing Whitehaven. Fucking hell.
Overplaying it a little bit, so they're just showing that composure that they need to do in order to close the game out.
These Centurions are 50 points to 4 up.
On on the collection there from that dropout just in front of the halfway line. So Sheffield now then, with less than 10 minutes on the clock, find themselves still on the attack. The fans calling there for a forward pass from Josh Guzdeck. Wasn't meant to be though, and Sheffield carry on this attack, this time going down the right hand side. And
Come on, how'd you do?
I was just going to say, they are throwing this ball around quite a lot, considering the conditions. And I think they've just proved the point why they shouldn't really be doing that. Knocking on 25 metres away from the Barrow Raiders try line, so Raiders are going to regain possession.
We spent more time getting near try line than knocking on than scoring them.
To the Raiders.
Fucking hell.
See, tactically, Dan, the weather is against Sheffield.
Massively.
It's not promoting that style of football, is it? You know, and unfortunately for them, that's what they're up against.
I think it is a little bit of last chance saloon now, though. They do have to try and
Yeah,
get
a little
something
bit of
going.
desperation could come in. I won't be surprised if we don't see an interception or the length of the field if the right player gets hold of it. But this game's not over yet. If Sheffield can score one try, it's going to be twitchy, isn't it?
Hakim Aloudi, I don't even know what that move was he was trying to do there. He's eventually stopped on his 40-metre mark. T. Ritson gets that ball out to Danny Lang.
And stop knocking on when you get anywhere near the try line, you cunt!
The ball comes to the middle of the field now for Barrow.
We are good enough, it's just every time we get into the try line, they're just losing grip of the ball.
Looking to have a winning start on a home record, a home pitch they haven't been beaten on in over 2 years now. Somewhat of a default record, as one season was cut shy for COVID. As Anthony Aaron now is being seen to by the physio, I think it was just a shot to the head there, so precautions do have to be taken.
If the Raiders can't
And what doesn't help, we play Bradford Bulls next, so that doesn't help even more.
Struggle to make yards against a strong, powerful side, you know what I mean? I mean, you look at that could be Batley, Dewsbury. Not maybe
I just think
along this line at the moment,
this game,
but you know, they've showed that
it doesn't help due to conditions. Don't help both. It hasn't helped both teams, but it's more they've used the wind to their advantage to get all their points. And Barrow, and the wind's not done us favours, so it's not really helped. It's helped one team and not helped the other.
Sheffield stayed up last year, you know. They only won 5 games. Like you said,
wow. We must have been shite last season with that team, with Sheffield Eagles, and we won 5 games of all last season.
A real mauling, didn't they? Was it 40 points?
50 points to 12 they finished first game for Sheffield last season, victory. And the week after that, in their first away game, they went and won at York, so they did have a promising start.
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to be promising this time around. But we're just getting used to this new squad because it's the first time they're playing together. First proper game together.
Horrible conditions. I do think the rain is starting to ease off now because that, what I call the mist, has suddenly disappeared. That's a knock on though. Oh, the referee said no. The referee said no, it wasn't a knock on. It was Blake Broadbent that time. Only a few minutes left now though here at Craven Park. You're listening to BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. The Barrow Raiders against Sheffield Eagles, and it's Barrow that are going to be looking to take the spoils here this afternoon. 22 points to 10. They are currently leading this game. As Sheffield Eagles kick that ball deep towards that right hand corner, chased down by Luke Cresswell. But the Sheffield Eagles chasing Park have done.
We can at least get a try, man. Get at least a try. Make it not a bad deficit to lose by. I hope we take it.
If we got out of that game, we'd have got a Barrow Island Speaks there, wouldn't we?
Yeah, they've managed to repel this side and keep them out, and that's something that they'll take as a squad if they can manage to nil this team in the second half. That is a massive move in the right direction for championship level rugby.
It's a huge drop out then from Barrow, 60 metres, still travelling, 70, 80, it's going to hit the 90-metre mark almost from that drop out. Just gives you an idea of the windy conditions here, and that's bouncing across puddles and mud as well.
They would have got given a stupid penalty. That would have been it. They would have scored a try or anything. There's no way Sale would have done something stupid.
Derby game next week. Barrow Raiders against Whitehaven. Sorry, should I say Whitehaven against Barrow Raiders. Jordan Weir will be on commentary for that one. You can
Oh,
watch
so
that live.
at least something's going right.
On BBC
Woo!
Video Cumbria Sport Online.
And Sale tend to win one game and then lose the next.
Promising start for Barrow though, going into the
Yeah.
championship campaign. 2
And
huge points.
if I look at the table correctly,
Don't want to jump the gun too early.
Sale are
But a
10,
couple
then
of
Leicester
left
Tigers are
over.
first.
Almost pushing
So it would
into
actually be a
the
shock.
now. 22 points to 10.
Yeah.
Remains the scoreline.
Next season, I think we'll
No tries
do a
in
lot
the
better
second
at
half.
getting points and
Probably
stuff. We've got a good
expected to
kicker
be
coming. We've got
slow.
George Ford coming from Bath.
From Ryan Shaw. But defensively,
So,
Graham,
or
they've
Leicester
done
Tigers,
They've done
whatever it
really
is.
well. They've
Well,
done well. The middles have done well.
Bath are bottom.
defensively.
That's a
This way
surprise.
forward.
Sheffield then still breaking down this left hand side. The pass there was almost intercepted from Hakeem Maludi. And Sheffield bring the ball back in towards the middle. Finding themselves less than 10 metres now. Looking for the offload.
Come on, you cunts. At least get something back in the game. You haven't done anything in the second half. You have to. Bunch of bastards.
The flat pass there to the big prop forward is just met by a line of Raiders defenders. Still trying to just go from acting dummy half and stretching over that line. It's now fifth and last tackle. Let's see what the Eagles can do with this one as they bring the ball back out.
We're not going to end up doing anything because we're going to get near the try line and then we're going to basically knock on. Because it's happened every time.
Yeah, it's come off the Raiders' foot there.
It's come off the Raiders' boot, so it's going to be another drop out. So Sheffield are going to set up on their own try line, I'd imagine, for this one. If anything like the last dropouts to go by.
Chicken, rice and quinoa. Oh, quinoa rice as well.
Territory here at Craven Park. Barrow Raiders 22 points to 10 up against Sheffield Eagles. Let's see where this dropout goes.
Yep.
It's still in the air. It's gone past the halfway mark. It's bounced just below the 60. This time not as kind, and it's straight into the hands of Thackeray, who's
Come on.
flown away. Sheffield brought down 40 metres away from the try line, opting to go down the blind side this time. Raiders there dragging his man down to the field.
Come on, keep
Down
pressing.
to the floor. Sorry, as Sheffield bring this ball back out towards the middles now. Then Trash straight and runs up with a big forward pack they have here. Jared Stack now comes off for a respite. So a standing ovation to these Raiders fans. But it's a good shift on his return to the team. But Thackeray is again trying to wiggle and weave his way through, but he's not going to get anywhere.
To who?
10 metres out now. Sheffield's still looking for that little bit of space on the left hand side.
He's good, but it's going to be a bit. There's going to be a lot of arguments who's going to be kicking next season for us.
Raiders boot, so it's going to be
Because McGinty's the main kicker, but also
Defensive
George.
pressure here,
But also
they've just repelled 12
George
tackles
Ford
in a
from
row.
Leicester Tigers, who we're getting. He's also a kicker, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to take it.
But I think Sheffield.
And we were getting absolutely handed our asses at the early part of the game.
You don't quite know what to do with the
At
ball.
least I got something good at rugby union, which is better than this. So at least something good's coming from today.
For the Raiders, because they're playing with it in the backs, you know, the kicking, etc.
And also, did you see?
Jake Carter there with another dropout. It's gone 60.
And did you see Derby County? What happened?
Wraps up well in the tackle low from the Raiders man.
Scored in the 96th
Sheffield
minute.
now 45 metres out from the sticks. We're still waiting for the hooter here at Craven Park.
Yeah.
We're still leading by 22
Sale are going to give a second defeat in a row to Leicester Tigers. Could it be 2 defeats in 2 for Leicester Tigers?
But nevertheless, still equally as entertaining. Some might say for the wrong reasons. Treacherous conditions here. It doesn't look to be easing off either. Sheffield Eagles now then going down that right hand side.
I mean, at least we can get something back in this and make it like single figure defeat. I'll be happy.
Still playing around with it. Farrell it is that finds his brother. Hakeem Maludi, who I didn't think was defensively going to be this strong throughout the season, but he's somewhat surprised me. I thought he was going to be used more as an attacking player, but he's very erratic, don't get me wrong, but he's defensively, I think he's
yeah, he's
done
done very well today. He's tied them up. He's locked up players so they can't get the ball free.
Fifth and last tackle now then. Sheffield Eagles going down this right hand side. It's a long looping ball to the centre. He's trying to get it offload away to his winger, but he's just lost his footing in the Horrible conditions here, and all the Raiders defenders now with hands on knees.
It took him all his time to catch that ball, never mind getting in a position to pass it as well.
I have no
Such a
idea
long
because
loop
I can never remember his name.
A drier field. Could have
Yeah,
said dry there.
yeah.
But Raiders now back in possession. As we are playing into injuries and stoppages here at Craven
What's he?
Park.
Oh, I've heard about what he's done, but not really got into it. Not really got looked into it.
1,927 fans here at Craven Park this afternoon in these horrible conditions. I thought there'd been about 2,000. Raiders now up towards that 30-metre mark. Manny Lantry giving us the sponsors.
No, but also, have you heard that a lot of Man United fans want Mason Greenwood out of the club?
Players has played the part today, done really well. The big lads up the middle.
That guy does not deserve to be at the biggest club in this country.
As a team, they've repelled, they've held them up. They've not given space away, and this is the last second. Look how many players there is there, Dan. There must be eight players there. Chase that kick.
Sheffield got possession of the ball, but they've got no.
So basically now this could basically be him out of Man United or basically out of the Premier League.
Fantastic play there from Barrow Raiders then, battling through the horrible conditions here in Barrow this afternoon.
He won't go to a big club. He'll go down. I think he won't be in the top flight. He'll go down to at least League 1 or League 2 because of his. No other club will want to have someone at a club that does that.
Of Ryan Shaw leading on from the first half tries from Ellis Gillen. T. Ritson and Hakim Maloney.
He might have to go abroad because no one in British football is going to want to take him now. That's him done in British football. That's his British football career done. Even for him now, playing even for Gareth Southgate for England is now done. He won't be going to the World Cup. Will never represent England again.
Yeah, they played really well. Second half, it was always going to be about.
He's now got to accept the consequences that he's never going to have a good career again now. He's fucked up himself.
They worked hard for each other. They were very professional. They took the points when they were on offer. They kept the tick.
So that's him done. And not even any team abroad might not even take him. So it could be he might have to go into non-league or something, or go amateur.
As much as anything is how hard they worked in defence. Fantastic.
Just going through his scores as well there, Graham. Sorry to completely go off track. You were pretty much on cue, as you almost expect from the scores this afternoon. But Halifax, tipped as the third best team in the league, have gone down by 30 points to 18 against Batley Bulldogs.
Full time, Barrow Raiders 22, Sheffield Eagles 10. But
could beat each other on any day.
Disappointing performance, but what I'll say is this is the first time these new bunch of players have all played together. They haven't done pre-season because they haven't got a stadium to do pre-season in. So get used to conditions. Learnt the best, but there'll still be positives that you can take from it. We've got a player who can score. We're getting there to scoring tries. It's just the players just got to learn to not keep knocking the ball on as much. And if we didn't have those incidents when giving away stuff in important areas, we might have won and won it. It's just simple things like that in rugby can cost you a game, and it did to us. And all like that. But we'll take on Bradford in the next game, see how that goes.